Reading reviews can bring you market and product intelligence as well as heartache. Today, we'll focus on market and product intelligence. Welcome to Heroic Design. Almost everyone reads product reviews, but designers read reviews for different reasons than consumers. We read them for two main purposes: to learn something about the market or a competitive product, and to see how our users are responding to our designs. Today, we'll look at the first part, reading reviews of other designers' products to get a sense of what we should design. We'll look at when you should do it and 10 reasons why, then briefly talk about other sources of information. This will give you a great lens for reading reviews. Most people who shop online read reviews. A lot of those people also write reviews. I read them when I have something to design and something to buy. So, a quick question from a designer's perspective. If you're trying to gather information about what makes a pencil great, is this review helpful? Pause the video if you want to read it all the way through. The answer is yes, but not very. I highlighted the words you could turn into user attributes in a quality function deployment table or into criteria that you could use to decide between designs: smooth, soft, and silky. Only 3 words, and depending on how you interpret them, they all might refer to the same thing or a few similar things. There are a lot of words that talk about the kind of person who might buy a particular kind of pencil, but when it comes to how you describe a great pencil, there's not much there. So for a designer, the trick is to identify and target the kind of information you're looking for and ignore the rest. That's what we'll do today. And please like and subscribe so that together we can learn how to design better products and become better designers. The first best time to read reviews of other products is at the beginning of a new design. That's when you can get the most value. It will help you understand both the territory of the problem and your users, as well as how your competitors have placed themselves within that territory. You will be solving the same or similar problems and competing for the hearts and minds of users. If you enter the fray without this intelligence, the issues may seem simpler, but you won't have a complete picture of the world, which is complex. The next best time is now. Regardless of where you are in the design process, there is information you can use, and it is freely given by real users. Let's dig into 10 reasons that product designers read reviews of other designers' products. When I'm starting a new design, I go to Amazon reviews with a lot of questions. First, which version of the problem should I solve? Usually, I look at reviews after ideation, so I have a general idea of my user and their problem, but that's it. By reading reviews, I can start to see the different contexts for the problem I'm interested in. A user might want one type of solution for making coffee at home, and another for car camping, and another for backpacking. One of these contexts might be more valuable or might be a better fit for my technology or ideas. Second, what do my users want? I don't have a solution yet, so I'm looking for how my users describe a great solution. Not the specific solution, but rather the benefits they're getting from the solution. I'm looking for adjectives and adverbs that I can use to create user attributes for my quality function deployment table and criteria that I can use during brainstorming to decide between the solutions I create. What criteria did they use to decide that this was the best product for them? Or what criteria led them to decide that buying this product was a mistake? You can get this information from both positive and negative reviews. One review might say, "I love this pencil, it's so smooth." Another might say, "I hate this pencil, it's so scratchy." It's the same information, just phrased positively and negatively. Third, who are my competitors? You need to know yourself and your enemy, or at least your competitors. You will likely be competing with a few companies. Each of them will be solving different versions of the problem in different ways. Competing can mean solving the same problem better. You might toast bread faster, or take up less area on the counter, or cost less to operate, or less to buy. Competing can also mean solving a slightly different version of the problem. They might have a solution for, say, sound reduction that works perfectly in an office, but your solution would look better in someone's living room. Fourth, what do my competitors do well and poorly? All of your competitors will do a few things well and a few things poorly. No competitor is invincible. If you can map out the territory, it can help you see where you should and shouldn't compete. Volvo is well known for safety. Ferrari is well known for performance and style. This information is captured in the rightmost columns of the quality function deployment table. Fifth, what are their product ranges? Each level costs more than the previous and gives the user more benefits, but maybe one high-level benefit is overwhelmingly more useful than the others to your user community, and you could include that in a lower-level version of your product. Sixth, where should I compete? Now that you have a good map of the territory and your competitors, you can decide where to compete. You can't design a product for everyone. You would have to water it down and make it generically acceptable to everyone. Something important to each user would be missing. Or it would be so full of features that it would be too complex and too expensive. It's better to focus on a united community of users and give them everything they need and want in a delightful way. You'll also have to decide if you want to launch with a range or just one product. If it's just one, where on the field will you place it? And if you will launch with one, make sure you've laid out the rest of your range so you know where this one fits within that range. You can't compete on everything, so you have to make some hard choices. Seventh, what requirements should I aim for? Again, you can't design a product for everyone because everyone has different requirements. How long should your design last? What environments should it operate in? What numbers and specs are important? For example, how many lumens should your light bulb produce? Or how heavy should your bicycle be? Which numbers are important to reviewers and how should they increase within a product range? As your potential users compare your designs to your competitors, they will compare requirements. They will compare a lot of other things as well, but expect them to compare requirements. Eighth, what's a reasonable price? As part of this comparison, your users will look at value. As designers, we often think our products are worth more than they really are. And you can charge more, but you have to give more of something. That's why choosing a user community carefully is important. You can give them more of what they want and eliminate what they don't want. That means your design will efficiently serve them when it comes to cost. That will give them a great deal of value. The price your users pay will also have to fit within the market that exists. As designers, we don't get to choose that market. It exists apart from us and our work. Ninth, how does this all change with time? The market is always moving. New products are released, old ones are discontinued, new competitors join the fray, and existing ones exit the field. There are new opportunities and threats all the time, so keeping up to date is important. And finally, failure modes. Reviewers are very good at listing failure modes. Even great products have failure modes. You might have to dig down to the 2-star reviews, but failure modes can range from hazardous severity down to minor defects that are only noticed by a few users. Some of these lesser failure modes will even be noted in good reviews. A failure mode in an existing product could be the beginning of an idea for a new product. That could be the problem you choose to solve. Reviewers will provide a list of things to avoid or mitigate during your design, so you don't have to deal with them later. If it's still a potential failure mode when you get to your DFIMA, you can include it and work through it there. As a designer, if you're not reading competitors' reviews, you're just guessing. The chance that you'll just make the right decisions on all these points is too low. There's too much real market information out there to ignore, and users are very generous with this information. You get it for free. As a quick aside, there are other sources as well, so you can't just read reviews. These are 5 other sources of information. You actually have to get out of your office and talk to users, which can be tough for designers. Sometimes we like to cocoon ourselves with our workbooks and our laptops. You especially have to talk to people in the community of users that you want to design for. These should be live interviews where you can ask questions about what they say. There are also user groups where people get deep into the weeds on their favorite and not so favorite topics. Trade shows are great. You'll see what's coming out next year, and the salespeople there are very open about what their company is focused on and why they believe their products are the best. You'll also start to become a member of your industry, which is important when you want to launch your design. If you want to sell through a retailer, ask the owners and salespeople about what they are looking for in the products they sell. They can also tell you what products are selling well and why. It is surprising what people will tell you if you ask. You should always buy your competitors' products and use them to get first-hand experience with them. Your competitors do a lot of things really well, although you might find some problems and opportunities that weren't mentioned in the reviews. And lastly, other designers. Design can be a solitary process. You need to watch your non-competes and non-disclosures, but in an open field, there can be a lot of camaraderie in meeting with other designers. If there is someone or somewhere else you go for this kind of design information, please leave it in the chat. If you don't find this information before you launch, you will find it all anyway. It'll just be after you launch, and that's a tough time to learn your lesson. So get out there and gather as much information as you can before you start. It will all coalesce together to make your design better. Please subscribe if you would like to learn more about the design process. And if you'd like to start turning your ideas into products, please check out the Heroic Design Workbook. The link is in the notes below. Thank you for your time and attention.